I'm Kate, and I have allergies. This week I am making sugar cookies. Christmas is approaching. It's time to bake sugar cookies. One of my all-time favorite memories of my grandma is every year we would set aside a day and just make a crap ton of sugar cookies, and it was the best. So I've never made them from scratch on my own, but I'm pretty excited to attempt it, and I'm also gonna make homemade icing. So here we go. What you will need is Bob's Red Mill gluten-free all-purpose flour, some baking powder, salt, sugar, butter, eggs, vanilla, and some type of decor for your cookies. I just took this recipe from a blog called This or That. I'll link to the original recipe down below, but what I like to do is just find a normal recipe and substitute the flour and see if it works out. Sometimes gluten-free recipes are really complicated and tend to be crumbly at the end and all this stuff. So this is a normal recipe just with gluten-free flour. Let's get started. First step, I need a half cup of butter, which is 8 tablespoons. So this recipe calls for a lot of like beating and mixing and things that kind of require a lovely KitchenAid, but I don't have one of those. So we're doing things the makeshift way. I also need a half cup of sugar. Here we go. Creaming the sugar and the butter. Next, I'm gonna add in 1 teaspoon vanilla, 2 cups of flour, 2 eggs, just adding in 2 teaspoons of baking powder right now, half a teaspoon of salt, and we mix. So after your dough is mixed, you're gonna scoop it out, put it in some saran wrap, and it's gonna chill for 3 to 4 hours. Such a long time. When your dough has been chilled for 3 to 4 hours, it's gonna look like something like this. Now you'll get more dough than this, but I made a batch yesterday, so this is just some leftover dough. Now after you take the dough out, you wanna wipe down a countertop, put some flour out, getting ready to roll the dough. Also gonna need a rolling pin. Flour up the rolling pin. You're gonna wanna roll out your dough until it's about probably like 1/8 of an inch thick or so. Alright, if your dough starts like cracking, it's probably because you need more flour on your rolling pin. So just as you roll it out, make sure you just kind of keep the flour on the rolling pin so your dough doesn't get all cracky. So I preheated the oven at 375 while I was, rolling out the dough. And next step is to get your cookie cutters. Yay! I only have 2. I was stocking in at church, I think. So just cut out your shapes and get ready to bake. Our shapes are in our dough. Since I used gluten-free flour, I'm just gonna kind of gently take away all the dough surrounding the shapes, but I'm gonna use a knife to pick up the cookies because gluten-free flours tend to be, they're a little bit more delicate, so pick them up slowly and gently. Cookies are going in the oven. They're gonna cook for 7 to 12 minutes, so I'll just keep an eye on them. Our cookies are cooling. They baked for, I think, 7 or 8 minutes. And while they're cooling, I'm gonna make icing from scratch. And I'm taking the recipe from The Healthy Gluten-Free Life. My mother-in-law actually gave this to me as a wedding gift. It's got a bunch of great recipes, but I'm gonna be using the sugar cooking icing recipe. We will need powdered sugar, some vanilla, almond extract, butter, of course, and some milk. I'm using the organic almond milk unsweetened from Whole Foods, actually. So here we go. First, I'm gonna measure out 2 cups of powdered sugar. 2 tablespoons of our milk here. Calls for 2 to 3, but it says to start out with just 2 tablespoons and go from there. It also calls for 1 tablespoon of golden syrup, and I have never heard of golden syrup, but I looked up a substitute for that because I couldn't find it in the store, and they said agave could work. So I just picked up dark agave and light agave, and it calls for 1 tablespoon, so I did a half of each of these and it worked. So add your butter after it's softened, and a half teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract. Our cookies are baked and cooled, and our frosting is mixed well. I'm gonna start decorating. Now obviously you can, put whatever twist on your cookies that you would like, but I'm keeping it a little bit simple with white on white here. I've got white frosting with white sprinkles. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're enjoying this Christmas season. Like this video if you enjoy videos like this, and subscribe to our channel, please, if you haven't done so already. Remember to upload your favorite recipe to Facebook and Pinterest for our holiday recipe campaign. If you do it on Pinterest, remember to use the hashtag BBBHoliday. And stay tuned for next week. I'm gonna be baking a really great, exciting Christmas Day breakfast. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys.